Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
Texas A&M is now up on South Carolina 31-30. Yes, ma'am. Victory. Congratulations on the retirement. Going to be going live in 3 minutes. Don't do that. How you doing, everybody? I'm Ken Bykoff, and welcome to the Peegs Postgame Live. Indiana is 11-0 on the season. They will remain ranked at least number 2 in the nation after closing out the second straight perfect season in a row for the Hoosiers. 812-393 812-393-2600 is the number. Exciting day. I want to start off just with some real quick numbers for record-setting quarterback Fernando Mendoza, folks. 22 of 24, 299, 4 touchdowns. He is now Indiana's all-time single-season passing record holder. So just a hell of a job by Fernando Mendoza. If you're out here in the parking lot, feel free to swing by, grab the microphone. I want to hear your thoughts on the game, but we do already have our first caller. So caller, if I could have your name, where you're from, and what you got.
Hey, Ken. Hey, Rob from Greenwood. What's up, big dog?
How you doing, Rob?
Hey, I was really excited, but I'm disappointed now. I'm disappointed that I didn't know you were on site. I come there and rub your head and talk.
I've been on site all year. All year I've been on site from the same damn spot.
Hey, I know, but I never got that spot. You never sent me your location.
You got to listen. I say it's in front of the tennis center every damn week on the north side of Assembly Hall, Rob. Come on, man.
Listen, feeling is gone now, isn't it? It's gone. More steps in this journey for all of us, right? As I used to do with the team players, whatever. If you Purdue, guess what? You just take them above.
Yeah, you sure do. And the ceiling is as high as you can make it at this point. You've asked that all season, and Indiana 11-0. Their last real test was last week. This one got a little bit sketchy, but the Hoosiers were never in that much trouble, and now they will go to West Lafayette, and barring something really stunning, the Hoosiers should be headed to the Big Ten championship game on a day that has the potential to be maybe the best Indiana sports day in Indianapolis history, because IU plays Louisville at 2:00, and then Big Ten championship game.
Hey, let's get you set up for that December 6th, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That's my birthday, too.
Hey, well, happy birthday, old man. Let's get you set up at the dugout, and then we'll have a party.
I would love to do that. I would absolutely love to do that. Oh, yeah, I would love to do that.
You have to tell me I'm your favorite caller.
Okay.
Say it.
Well, you're my favorite. You're definitely my favorite caller today.
Hey, listen. You talk to you. I was the grumpy back during so long. We're not going to talk about him right now. But listen, man. Hey, there's a real chance this team can do it all, and we're here just to watch them.
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, this will always be, and I've said this for all of it, until you beat Ohio State, I don't believe you could beat Ohio State, because you haven't done it.
Yeah,
so you have to do that. But even if it win or lose, as long as they take care of business next week, they win or lose against Ohio State, you're still in the college football playoffs for the second straight year, and you get a bye this year.
Hey, Chip. And there was an Ohio State fan next to us today, and he was really mean to me.
Well,
I told him, man, I said, I got a strong man named Ken. Like, if you mess with me, I'll grab Ken. He backed off. He didn't know about you, dude.
No, about Ohio State fans, all they know how to do is spell Ohio, and that's about it.
I love you. Hey, brother, I am sorry that I called like 8 weeks ago, and I said, what's the feeling? You got my ass for it. I'm glad I did, because I love calling in and just rambling stupid stuff, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I've been rambling stupid stuff for years now, and they pay me for it, so it's fantastic.
All right. Hey, before I jump off, though, you owe me one thing.
I don't have a Rabby story for you.
Dude,
I don't have one for you.
He said that he was going to give me clearance to give me a story.
Well, he hasn't yet given me that clearance yet, so.
Well, hey, at Alabama A&M, I saw him eat some bratwurst. He's a good bratwurst eater, man. So, hey, that's a good story. Ken, let's go Hoosiers. Appreciate it. Let's go, baby.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
All right, buddy.
Take care. 812-393-2600 is the number. dealing with the wind today. And I was telling some people before we went on the air that last year I froze my ass off after the Purdue game to the point that batteries were going out and it was dark. And so I will take a little bit of wind over. We already had to dump the canopy because that was going to get blown over. So that's my own personal problems today. I want to hear from you. 812-393-2600 is the number. Let's see. From the chat, Robert Swartz says this team needs the break to heal up. This group is beginning to look more like a triage unit than a football team. And that's something that we talked about in the press box, was that this is a team that needs this bye and is getting a bye at a very, very good time. You have a lot of guys that are banged up. They're not injured huge. There's not major injuries, but I mean they are injured. And so dealing with that is kind of it's a positive that the Hoosiers are going to be going through this bye and getting a chance to be able to do this. I'm covering my face to try to shield the microphone a little bit from this wind. It's the best I could do. So, but yeah, and best of luck. I didn't catch number 10 for Wisconsin, who had to be taken off on a board. Hopefully, he's going to be okay. It's the third time I've seen that happen covering an IU program in my 20 years of doing this, and it's always eerie. I hate it. It's always hard to get back into the game, and it's just a reminder that it is really just a game. So, hopefully, best of luck for him. I hope that he's able to make a full recovery. 812-393-2600. RBO Sprint says, greetings from a windy Lake Cumberland, Kentucky. 11-0 Hoosiers. In my 61 years, I'm kind of in shock, honestly. And I'm kind of in the same spot. I think all of us are. We're used to Indiana winning at this point, so we're not surprised by it in the same way. It's disappointing if you see them struggle and turn in a bad half and they're only up 10-7, so that's good. But yeah, to where you're at this point, undefeated. This is now 22 victories for Curt Cignetti in his first 2 years. He is 22-2, and I would have to go back and look, and I'm quite certain I could count on one hand the number of IU football coaches that have ever been 20 games over 500 in their career, and that's where Curt Cignetti is right now. And that is really great to see. 812-393-2600 is the number. Give me a call. Let's talk a little bit about this Hoosier team. They give up one touchdown on the day in a 31-7 win. That one touchdown came on a fourth down bust. That was a good play call by Wisconsin, to be quite honest with you. I was a little disturbed that the defensive line just completely forgot a receiver, and he was wide open. But that was your one bust on the day. Otherwise, Wisconsin held to 98 yards passing, just 168 total yards, and the Hoosiers just were dominant. Just dominant. Although Indiana's offensive line, I do think, could do a better job. Indiana rushed for just 83 yards on the day. Nice shirt, Amanda. I like that. Amanda, our friend Amanda Pavelka, has got a T-shirt on that's Liza Surratt, and it's like a Waffle House thing, because that's one of my favorite nicknames there. 812-393-2600 is the number. On the day, Indiana, 388 yards of total offense, 305 yards passing, 299 from Fernando Mendoza, 6 yards passing from Alberto Mendoza, and just your usual efficient day from them. Charlie Becker, by the way, is a breakout player the last couple of games. This kid, look, Indiana has won the last 2 games without Elijah Surratt, their top receiver, and they won this game despite the fact no Surratt and just 3 catches from Omar Cooper, because Charlie Becker, 5 catches, $108. E.J. Williams, 5 catches, 52 yards. Nowakowski, 4 catches for 65 yards. They are getting the job done, not depending on any one superstar. And that goes a long way towards just having the kind of balance that you want offensively. Indiana completed passes to 9 different receivers on the day. Roman Hemby led the Hoosiers, 14 carries for 58 yards on the ground. Kalon Black, 9 carries for 33 yards. I'm sorry, 6 catches for 12 yards. It's Kobe Martin, 9 catches for 33 yards. The Hoosiers were not great on the ground. Despite the 37 attempts, just 2.2 yards a carry. Khalil Benson ended up being shuffled out of the lineup at one point as the Hoosiers looked for something on their first, I believe it was their first or second drive of the second half. Indiana ran the entire drive basically with 6 offensive linemen out there. They decided they were going to start to run the ball, and if they needed the extra beef to do it, they were going to do it. And indeed they did. They did just that. 812-393-2600 is the number. Lines are open. Robert Swartz says, went outside. My dog and I enjoyed the last of the warm weather. Chilled out on the patio, smoked a cigar, and listened to Don Fisher on the call. A lot easier on my blood pressure. I don't know, the cigar is great for the blood pressure, but I ain't judging you because I had one yesterday, and that was really fantastic. So I want to hear from you. I wanted to hear some calls here, hear from you, Indiana. And I obviously want to get some post-game press conference video from the fine folks at Peegs.com. They got to get it to me. That takes a little bit of time. So looking forward to hearing from them. Plus, with as windy as it is, I'm hoping that the audio at this thing is as good as it could be because I could hear the wind in my microphone. Want to hear from you? 812-393-2600. Indiana 11-0 on the season. And, I think it back to the start of the season and how the Hoosiers, people were a little bit concerned about last year and losing the guys that they did and losing Curtis Rourke. And, that's all part of, turnover in college football. But instead, what we saw with Curtis Rourke was a quarterback that came in this first show. Some of you guys were really not thrilled with the play of Fernando Mendoza, were a little concerned. And but they were able to they were able to just put Mendoza in there, see this development, see his comfort level, and some of these throws that he had. The touchdown pass to Becker was an absolute dime. There was another one to Nowakowski that was a dime. I mean, just pass after pass after pass. You cannot ask for somebody to be more efficient than what we've seen from Fernando Mendoza. And it has been a hell of a season, to say the least. Getting a thing here that Curt Cignetti, he came in, finished off his press conference today, it's been fun. Let's have more fun as the Hoosiers close out the regular season. Day to an interesting game. It's 31-30. Texas A&M against South Carolina. South Carolina was up 30-7 on this thing, or at least 30-10, and they've gone ahead and rallied 31-30. And so that's a positive. Oh, going to be joined by Amanda Pavelka. I was just talking about your shirt right there. So let me make sure that you are on camera here.
Oh my goodness!
Oh yeah.
No.
What?
No.
Well, you got to talk on the thing if you're going to be.
I think we've gotten a
Hold on. All right, there you go.
I think we're a little complacent, and I don't think it could have happened at a better time.
Hold that. Talk into the microphone.
I think we've gotten a little complacent, and I don't think it could have happened at a better time.
That they got complacent?
Yeah.
Well, they certainly got they got the victory, and now they get a week off. And if you notice, the team did not come out after halftime until about 2.5 minutes before the start of the third quarter. And I gotta believe that it was Curt Cignetti going ahead and just really reading them the riot last, and they deserved it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now, what do you have? Purdue next week, Big Ten championship. What do you want to see from this team over the next couple of weeks?
Domination from start to finish. Full 40 minutes. Fast, physical, really fuck you football. And in Pat Coogan's words, fuck you football.
Yeah.
We haven't played, the offensive line didn't play fuck you football today.
No,
So hopefully he's listening.
no, well, can't argue with that. I mean, Indiana did not rush the ball well, and so you do have to get better with that, especially if you're going to take on the Ohio States of the world. You got to step up.
Well, you can't overlook Purdue either.
Right. I mean, Purdue's not good, but they're going to come to play.
Yep.
And so Indiana better do the same.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks for stopping by.
give you my 1-2.
Thanks so much.
I promised you.
812-393-2600 is the number. We want to hear from you. And yeah, I mean, you can come on here and swear your ass off. We're on the internet, so let's do this thing. Let's see, on the chat, we have, R11 says there are no NFL lottery picks. You'd think a producer were getting the guys here. I had heard about this, that on the broadcast, they kept describing Fernando Mendoza as a potential NFL draft lottery pick, and there is no such thing. The best part about being at these games is I don't have to listen to the announcers, and I don't have to, and I get to enjoy the people out here at Memorial Stadium. It's a shame that this is the last game of the season, but weather's been great. It's a great day for football. Leaves blowing around, and there's a ton of fun coming forward. 812-393-2600 is the number. Lines are open. We want to hear from you. If you are in the Memorial Stadium parking lot, please come on over, grab the mic, and join me, just like Amanda did. We want to hear from you. 11-0, and it's by the way, the longest winning streak in IU history is what Indiana is currently riding. They won 10 in a row last year. 11 and they opened the season with 11 wins this year. It's just an extraordinary effort by this Hoosier ball club and by Curt Cignetti. I mentioned Surratt being out of the lineup, and Charlie Becker gets plugged in. And Charlie Becker the past couple of weeks has been absolutely fantastic, making catches, running routes, getting open. He's a very, very good player. And the fact that you've seen this now multiple times where new running backs are plugged in and they're effective, new receivers plugged in and they're effective, new quarterback plugged in, effective, that shows you the job that this coaching staff has. It also shows you that this isn't a situation where you have this and then you're going to need a couple of years to rebuild. This coaching staff knows what it's doing and is going to get people ready to play right off the bat. 812-393-2600 is the number. However, we do have audio from Curt Cignetti following the Wisconsin game. So, without any further ado, here is Curt Cignetti during his post-game press conference under Memorial Stadium after IU's win over Wisconsin.
I'm good. You guys, that was pretty enthusiastic. Okay, 6th game in a row at the end of the year. It showed, I thought, in the first half. We looked kind of tired, a little bit lethargic, but I do give Wisconsin credit for playing with a lot of energy. Winning at halftime. What's always worked for me in these situations, and worked today again, is instead of going in there and kind of rip snorting at halftime, just telling everybody take a deep breath, relax, have fun, go out there and let them play the time. I thought we played a good second half, and we had a lot of great individual performances. It's our 11th win in a row, one more than last year, one more than this staff had the year prior to that. It'd be great to enter an off week now and get the players some rest. The coaches too, really, the assistant coaches. And, I may need even adjust what I normally do. We don't do much on off weeks. Just stay sharp, but we need some rest. We got to get some guys back. Got a lot of guys out there playing that are banged up. We got to get healed up as good as possible. Questions?
He's on your left and Zach.
Kurt, we took over, you talked about making Memorial Stadium a more affordable place to play. How important has that been to your transformation of the program? You played second straight season where you're playing undefeated at home. How important is that?
No, I think our crowd, our fans are the best in America. I mean, I know everybody says that's got it going and packs the house, but I love our fans. I know where we started and where we are now, and they are over the top, and I can't say enough good things about them, and we feed off of their energy. I really think that us playing at home is at least a 14-point advantage.
Zach, on your left, and Red.
It's Kurt, number one, just kind of what's up with Mikhail? It seemed like he started and then maybe had to come out for something kind of injury-wise. And then number two, you talk about the bye, especially in a season where, guys are going to understand what you're chasing at 11-0. How much is the mental rest as much as the physical rest?
Yeah, I think it's huge. And Mikhail, Kamara's been dealing with, kind of a shoulder nerve stinger issue, which is pretty common for a football player. Those things tend to show up a lot more this time of year. Combination of all the banging. I mean, we have 7, 8 guys in that same boat. But Kamara's have been a lingering issue, and he's another guy that needs rest, needs to get away.
Rabbi on your left, and Pete.
Yeah, obviously Fernando Mendoza, Heisman Mendoza, as everybody's calling it, sets the record. Touchdowns in a single season. What's your thoughts on him getting to that level?
I can't say enough about the job that he's done in terms of dedicating himself, to the process of improvement, and that Chandler Whitmer's done also to help accelerate his development. He's come such a long way since we got him from Cal, but I still think that he's barely scratched the surface of his potential. I think that's that much of him. And, he's a little bit new to the position, really, when you look at him and his background and growing up in terms of his opportunities to get snaps in whether it was junior high or high school even. And so I thought he was great today, 22 of 24, 4 touchdowns, broke the school record, touchdown passes 30. And, he'll, of course, that's a team effort. It doesn't happen all by yourself. But I thought he was very poised. Very poised, yeah.
Pete up top, and Sammy.
Kurt, can you talk about the execution on both sides of the ball? You had one penalty, no turnovers, that kind of execution sustained.
Yeah, and, I think we're number 1 in the country in turnover ratio, if I'm not mistaken, which lead to points. It's huge. Penalties to an absolute minimum. 130s are a goal on offense, defense, and special teams. Now, they only had one also. So, look at the tape, and you never know. We may have our hands outside every other play. But we talk about that a lot. Before you win a game, you can't lose a game. How do you lose a game? You lose a game by turning the ball over, pre-snap penalties, undisciplined penalties, right? And like 4th down, for instance, today. You think I like punting the ball 4th and 1, 4th and 3, minus territory? I didn't like it at all. But, the way that game was going today in the first half, the only way you lose that game is if you start to do things that are not good football decisions, and they backfire on you. Because they weren't going to score that many points with us. But I've been proud of our team all year long in terms of the discipline. And gotta keep it going.
Sammy up top, and Matt.
Coach, you talked last week that you kind of let Penn State hang around. Was there a point in this game, especially after the final scoring, you stepped on their neck and started to put them out of striking distance?
Yeah, I thought the second half was really clean. The final score is 31-7. It was 10-7 halftime. So we won the second half 21-0. It was a little bit of a different first half. For sure. I don't think anybody was really satisfied. And it is one of the things I talked to the team about this week and before the game was playing 4 quarters because I didn't feel like we did that the week prior.
Matt on your left, and Doug.
Coach, you just mentioned the offense was much more effective in the second half. In the first half, were they doing things that maybe you didn't expect, or was it more about execution, or what changes did you guys make at halftime to kind of get it going?
Well, I think sometimes it's just the momentum of the game. Like, they get the ball first, And, they haven't been scoring a lot of points, but they go on an 8-minute drive, convert a couple third downs, and, and you just don't have that many opportunities. And then all of a sudden, in the second half, we get the opening drive, and we go down and score a touchdown, and the place is rocking. We're getting the momentum, and next thing you know, we're getting a turnover on defense, great field position, another touchdown. Sometimes momentum plays, in circumstances of the game, play a lot into it, rather than the X's and O's. I mean, you may run the same play in the second half that, 3 times that you ran 3 times in the first half, not so well, and you do it better in the second half just because guys are doing their job and doing it better.
Doug, on your left, Zach B.
Kurt over here. You said instead of going into half and ripping them a little bit, you eased up a little bit. I don't think you were being sarcastic, but is that a lesson that you've had to learn throughout your career?
It's just something that worked for me early. I think my second year at IUP D2. I remember we were playing a team, I think, that had set the record for losses in a row. And this team was 12-1 at the end of the regular season, really good football team that I had. And at home, 7-7, halftime. That was hit me. And I've done that ever since. It's always worked.
Zach B. on your right, and Jim.
Coach, this core group of seniors that's played such a big role over the last 2 years, how bittersweet was it to see them play their potentially last game as an IU player here in this building?
Yeah, it's hard for me to look at it that way because we all understand, what we've accomplished together and what's down the road. And we don't know for a fact that it is our last game here at home. We hope it is. It's kind of weird to say, I get it. We'll see what happens. I mean, we've got a rival game coming up in 2 weeks, and then hopefully, we'll see what happens after that.
Jim on your left, and over there.
Kurt, today when the Wisconsin player got hurt, was down for quite a while, you gathered your entire team around. What were you saying to the entire team at that moment?
That's another one that I've learned from through the years. Got a couple of those. And the great news is this particular individual has feelings in his extremities, right? They're going to continue the tests. I had a couple football teams that had big leads and were in that same situation, and after that, losing. And they happened later in the game too, late. It's hard there because you're not trying to be callous, you're not separating the football from the human element. And we prayed. First thing we did was we took a knee and we prayed, and then we kind of refocused everybody for the game. It's great to hear positive news on this point when that individual running back from Maryland.
Coach,
Last one.
Coach, you promised a winning program. Bigger picture here, you've turned this town from a basketball town into a football town. What does that mean to you and your players?
Well, I don't know if it's like a football town or a basketball town to a football town. I don't know what it is, but like this staff, a lot of us have been together a long time, and we've got a pretty good track record, and we just came here and the same things kind of happened, even more so. I think it's got everybody's attention because it's a bigger stage. I think I mentioned this last week, is when you look at my journey and all the things and the changes in college football, it all kind of came together. Like the transfer portal, this doesn't happen 10 years ago. Big reason this happens is because we're in free agency right now. A big part of my training was not only coaching, but being a GM or recruiting coordinator, evaluator. And it's really hard for me to step back sometimes and think about what we've accomplished here. But it takes people, the right coaches and the right players in the locker room, properly led, and got to have a blueprint plan, standards, expectations, and just improve daily and create the right mindset. We've been fortunate to have great people, and the head coach and the quarterback get too much credit and too much blame, but it's been fun, and let's have more fun.
All right, thanks, Brett.
812-393-2600 is the number. We're now joined here in the parking lot by Ryan and Tommy. You guys have been on the show before. Your thoughts on today's game?
You're me first. What do you think?
I'll go. I think it was a really fun game and that we played increasingly better in the second half than we did in the first half. I think our defense stepped up in the second half as well. And yeah, I'm going to pass it off to Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a really solid game. I think the first half, while we might have looked a little shaky, had a couple of missed opportunities on offense. I blame that a lot on, I give that a lot of credit to Wisconsin in the first half. Felt like, they were able to hold on to the ball. I think time of possession showed that. Had a really nice drive to really start the game, even though they missed the field goal. And, having that one big play there, really affects what the scoreboard shows. But it was a dominant game, to be honest, and got to be happy with it.
11-0 on the season. Fernando Mendoza, 22 of 24, 299, 4 touchdowns, set a single season passing record for most touchdown passes in a season. You guys, I know, watched the last season as well and saw Curtis Rourke and saw how effective he was. Did you ever imagine that Fernando would be as effective and as efficient as he is?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, Fernando Mendoza definitely had a lot of potential coming into the year, right? Obviously, Curtis Rourke was amazing, but it did feel like he had a ceiling when you look at, he had a torn ACL, right, for the whole year. And, I mean, I think we both got to see a really good quarterback in Michael Penix when he was healthy. But just having somebody that's consistent and, really able to just take control of the game and, you don't have any worries about, oh man, this ball might get picked. It just feels like he's in the driver's seat and he's able to get it done.
I need you guys to understand how lucky you've been over the past 6 years, because that 2019 season was an 8-win year. The COVID year was a 6-win year, bowls. And then, of course, the last 2 seasons have been amazing. Over the next 2 weeks, obviously you have the bye, then you have the Purdue game. If things go as expected, Indiana would be playing in the Big Ten championship game, and then college football playoff beyond that. Just what are your thoughts on where this team can go?
Got it.
Yeah, I think we can go all the way. I think we're going to win. I truly believe that the best 2 teams in college football are Ohio State and us, Indiana. And I think that we're a lot better than we were last year, and that Ohio State did get worse than last year. So I think to beat Ohio State is not just a possibility, but a high chance. And that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, couldn't agree more, right? I think, you've got some teams in college football this year that are very good. You look at Ohio State, they got another great quarterback over there in Julian Sayin. And Texas A&M just pulled out a thriller there. Quite a comeback for them. But it's obvious, people were saying, oh, why is Indiana ranked number 2 after they barely beat a 3-6 Penn State team? Well, other teams have had some troubles too, right? I mean, I think Texas A&M showed that today. They, just about lost at home to a really bad South Carolina team. I think we've proved that while Penn State wasn't our best showing, games like today we're just able to take control.
And Penn State was still the number 2 team in the country like 6 weeks ago. South Carolina was nowhere near that.
Yeah.
And plus, IU was on the road. So I don't want to hear any kind of the argument about the SEC and Texas A&M deserves. You know what? Don't get down that big, and you don't have to have that big comeback.
Oh, for sure.
And that's not what happened with Indiana. So all of that talk about the SEC, I'm so damn tired of it, because this is a football team that deserves the respect that it's getting.
Oh yeah.
A question for you, because we're up in the stands, we don't know exactly what's going on outside. What was the deal with the player that got injured?
I haven't heard an update. I haven't heard an update about what happened to him, but and so that's the third time since I've been covering this program that I've seen somebody have to get taken off in that situation. It's always eerie. It's always weird to have a stadium that quiet, and you just hope for the best that he's going to be. I have not heard an update, though.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it looked really bad.
Yeah.
And so I think everybody in the stadium kind of put the game aside and focused on that. Focused on just hope he's doing all right.
Yeah.
That's not something you want to ever see.
Absolutely. Ryan, Tommy, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, fellas.
Thanks as always.
Take care.
Show.
Thanks a lot. 812-393-2600 is the number. You heard Signetti talk at the end about wanting, this has been fun. Let's keep it going. And to me, that is a lot of the excitement of this is that the Hoosiers are going to be able to, roll to Purdue in a couple of weeks and have that bye week that is going to be critical in terms of them getting healthy, just getting healthy. And Indiana hasn't been has been lucky enough to avoid the injury bug quite a bit this year, but the fact remains that they do need to just get healthier. They need Elijah Surratt back for the Big Ten championship game. You'd like to see Drew Evans somehow be able to get back. Brandon Frankie the same way. All of that means that you have to be able to just be able to be healthy and be the best that you can be, and that is something that the Hoosiers have looked a little less dominant in the past couple of weeks, and I think that is part of the equation. But still, you cannot argue the efficiency of this ball club offensively. And defensively, you have guys that just are making plays. And there was one play, you had a pass breakup from D'Angelo Pons. I truly believe he baited the Wisconsin quarterback into making a throw. When you have that kind of veteran play, it really does make a difference. 812-393-2600 is the number. Lines are open. We want to hear from you because it's a gorgeous day here at Memorial Stadium. A lot of fans hanging around today, which is great. In the parking lot. Hopefully, they'll be able to come on over here and join me. Second straight season, Indiana's been undefeated at home, and that is absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Somebody on Twitter, it's kind of funny with this Texas A&M thing. They say the Houston Oilers are off the hook. The mother of all chokes now belongs to South Carolina. I'm not going to worry too much. I just get sick and tired of the SEC bias and the way that everybody kind of talks about as if Indiana didn't deserve the attention that they have because, hey, you had to go to the wire against a 3-6 Penn State team that was the number 2 team in the country a couple of weeks ago and has been through a lot and has a ton of talent. But you know what? It's just not very good. South Carolina is very, very different than Penn State. So there's a little karma thing going there. Yeah, it's great that Texas A&M is able to come back, but I'm just tired of that argument that as if the SEC is just somehow, head and shoulders better. Any given Saturday, you're going to have something that has a lot of potential. 812-393-2600 is the number. We're going to be hearing from Jared Kelly from Peegs.com here in just a few minutes. One thing that I think is can't be overlooked here is the fact that Indiana did not play its best game in any way, shape, or form. And still, it's nice to be able to get a win when you don't play your best game. You still score 31 points. You still almost have 400 yards of total offense. And you only give up one offensive touchdown on a bust. So, I mean, Indiana continues to make teams work for absolutely everything they have. Indiana held Wisconsin to 2 of 11 on third down, while they themselves went 7 of 12. Indiana ran 17 more plays, had the ball for 7 more minutes, and rolled up 5 sacks. So that is obviously impressive. Penalties, only 2 penalties on the game. One was a hold on Indiana. The other one, Wisconsin had 1 penalty for 5 yards, and I can't remember what that one was for. It was offside, I think. So clean game, quick game. quick game. I originally set this stream up to start at 4:30, and instead we got started at 3:15. So I will take it on a gorgeous Saturday like this, especially because after this wraps up, I got to pack all this stuff up and head on over to the Edgewood High School production of The Little Mermaid that Nick Bykoff is in. So excited! Saw the show last night. It was fantastic. If you're in the Bloomington area, that's a great thing to do. 812-393-2600 is the number. Just holding out for Jared, and then we'll go ahead and we'll pack it up, let you go on your day. But next up for Indiana, obviously, is Purdue after the bye. So again, you got 2 weeks until it's time for that Old Oak and Bucket matchup. Obviously, Indiana won 66-0 last year. You can bet Curt Cignetti is going to be planning on trying to do the same thing this year, because he is not somebody that lets off the dogs and wants to be able to just prove everything. And the fact that, look, the college football style points matter a little bit. And so putting up those big scores that the way Indiana has all day makes a big difference. Maryland, I'm looking at scores. I pulled up basketball score, and I'm like, wow, Marquette scored 70 today, but that was different. That was not the Big Ten. They're just trying to pull up some Big Ten scores. Here we go. All right. Let's see. What up this? All right, there we go. Michigan down 22-21 to Northwestern at Wrigley Field today. Right now, Purdue takes on Washington tonight at 7:00. Washington is an obvious 2-touchdown favorite on that. I'm looking forward to seeing what Indiana is going to be when that line comes out. So all signs point to Indiana playing December 6th at Lucas Oil Stadium and setting up a fantastic day of college sports in Indianapolis for IU. IU plays Louisville at 2:00 on that day, and then as long as there isn't something freaky that happens, you're going to have Indiana in the Big Ten championship game with a real test. And win or lose, I mean, that's going to be a kind of game where you're going to still be in the top 4 of the college football playoffs at that point. So what is Mendoza's day? Obviously that always gets put through the viewfinder of the Heisman Trophy at this point. And 22 of 24 for 299 and 4 touchdowns certainly will keep him at the top of the conversation, because that is as efficient a quarterback as you'll find. It's just that those kind of numbers are jaw-dropping, and for Indiana to be able to roll to a comfortable win, have Mendoza play as well as he did and has, is it's impressive. It's impressive to say the least. So I've said that I don't know if it's because I see him play every single day. I could still remember when Antoine Randall was here, and every single week was something special from Antoine Randall. And with Mendoza, it's more just about consistency and good throws and everything that comes along with it. And then Mike Merritt, Associated Press reporter next to me, said, "Yeah, but the good ones make it look easy." And I thought that was a good point. We're going to be joined now by Jared Kelly from Peegs.com. Jared, how are you doing? First off, what was the kind of the vibe in the post-game press conference today?
Kind of what you'd expect from a so-so game from Indiana, from Curt Cignetti. Obviously, everyone in the Big Ten's a good win, and being an 11-0, second straight undefeated season at home, Cignetti definitely thrilled about that. But there's a lot to clean up coming from this game. And while the score might not necessarily look at it, if you just look at the score itself, 31-7 is pretty good for what Indiana has done this year. But watching this game, there was a lot of things that you need to clean up, and this bye week could not have come at a better time for Indiana.
What did you like from Indiana today, and what is there anything that concerned you?
I guess we'll start with the concerns first because that was what plagued a lot of the first half. Obviously, blocking up front, that's been a struggle, honestly, for a couple games now. The Penn State game, obviously, was a struggle. Today was a struggle. We saw Zemma Halsey get put in over Khalil Benson there in the second half because of Khalil Benson's struggles. So just a lot of things up front that you need to clean up and shore up if you're going to be able to compete, going into the postseason. And then Indiana really did turn it around in the second half. A lot of really good adjustments made, in which we would expect from a staff like this. Mike Shanahan, I thought he called a really good game in the second half. First half, it was so-so, and then Indiana's defense really got after it. So there's a lot for Indiana to work on going into the bye week, but that's what you want going into a bye.
So Fernando Mendoza, 22 of 24, 299, 4 tutties. What more could you say about the way that this kid is playing right now?
I mean, he's incredible, and there's going to be a lot of talk here. And I mean, there already has been, but increasingly more about Heisman, this, that, and individual awards. But at this point, I think Fernando Mendoza, Indiana fans know what Fernando Mendoza means to this program. They know how good he is. I don't think Indiana fans would trade Fernando Mendoza for any other quarterback in the nation. Today, he was terrific. There was a little bit of struggles with, I thought he held the ball a few too many times when he took some sacks. Some uncharacteristic things from Mendoza in the pocket. But all that said, you only throw 2 incompletions, 4 touchdown passes, now the single season touchdown passing leader in program history. And the one thing I always come back to with Mendoza is he is a fearless kid. He's willing to take the shots. He's willing to, stand in there and allow an extra second for his receivers to get open, even if it means he's about to take a lick. He is just a fearless quarterback, and certainly somebody that Indiana can lean on going down the home stretch here. And I think Indiana can go as far as Mendoza can take them, and that might ultimately be all the way to the national championship at this point.
I have been on the air, so I haven't. This is, and you may not know either. Have we heard any kind of update about the kid from Wisconsin that got taken off on the backboard?
Yeah, Cignetti was asked about it in his post-game press conference. He did say that the player had movement in all of his extremities, but obviously still undergoing evaluation. But he did have movement in his extremities, which was good to hear.
Fantastic. That is really good to hear. That is really great. Defensively, Indiana only gives up 1 offensive touchdown on the day, and that's kind of been a theme for this team, barring that Penn State game. What more do you want to see from that defense at this point, and what do you think is the key for them as they go into the bye on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, the last few weeks, this could just be, what players are wearing down, just normal wear and tear, and that's where the bye week comes into play. But Indiana's kind of struggled a little bit the last 2 weeks to generate pressure, which even the Maryland game a little bit, they struggled to generate pressure. And it might just be players are playing with tired legs. You're really banged up. You lost Kyle Kamara in this game. You're down Kellen Wyatt. You have 2 backup defensive ends playing significant snaps. That's part of it, but you'd like to see Indiana create a little bit more push. They had 2 sacks today. They're doing a really good job of getting in the backfield still for tackles for loss and stopping the run. But against Ohio State and as you go deeper into the college football playoff, you have to be able to get in the backfield consistently, and not only get in the backfield but get your hands on the quarterback. And I feel like Indiana, in some ways, has let up on that a little bit. Maybe not let up necessarily, but production hasn't been there as we saw earlier in the season. So that part probably, and then. Every game, Indiana's defense, it feels like is prone to at least 1 lapse in the secondary, which we saw today on that play action. Completely wide open touchdown for Wisconsin. So that's got to get cleaned up because all it takes is 1 against, an Ohio State for that to be the backbreaker. So I would say those 2 things, generating pressure and then cleaning up the small details in the secondary. But other than that, I mean, Brian Haynes Jr. continues to play at an elite level. And for what it's worth, I think he should be the Broyles Award winner this year for the top assistant.
The fact that this coaching staff, you talked about the injuries and you talked about guys having to be, other backups having to step in. The fact that they're able to step in and you don't have a big drop off. I'm thinking about, like you said, the 2 defensive ends that are playing a ton of snaps. When you had Aiden Fisher out of the lineup, there wasn't a drop-off defensively. Offensively, Elijah Surratt out of the game. Charlie Becker steps in and immediately makes an impact. What does that say just about the way this coaching staff has been able to develop their depth?
I mean, this season more than ever. Last season, Indiana was very, very fortunate. It felt like they didn't really have many injuries at all that they had to contend with. And then this season, you're really seeing the fruits of Pignetti and his coaching staff. Their talent development, their recruiting, their retention. Let's not forget that piece too, Ken. Right? Like everybody talks about how well Indiana staff does about evaluating talent. The fact that they're able to keep these players in town and are willing to wait their turn. Speaks volumes. Today we saw Daniel Ndukwe get really his first significant staff on defense in his IU career, and he really stepped up. Stephen Daly's been a wrecking ball pretty much since Kellen Wyatt went down. So you've seen all these different guys step up, and you're finally getting healthy on the defensive end. You get A.M. Fletcher back last week, which is good. Hopefully, Mikal Kamara, it sounded like from Cignetti's post game that Kamara kind of had like a nerve stinger in his shoulder, which has flared up a couple times this season. But it doesn't sound anything too significant there. So, but on the whole, I mean, the talent development, you see Carly Becker going out there and making plays. Toby Martin has really come along. Adamola Johnny has really come along, stepping in at left guard. So just up and down the roster, you've seen the young guys come up and make plays. And for as much, praise the Cignetti and staff get for evaluating this talent, the development, I think, is just as good.
Jared, I certainly appreciate you taking the time to call in, give your thoughts on the game. Be sure to go to Peegs.com and read all of his coverage from Jared Kelly and Matt Weaver and Jeff Rabjohns. I really appreciate it. And, now we can look forward to seeing Darren DeVries get a week off of tomorrow, get a week off of football, let the Hoosiers get healthy, and then it's time for the bucket. So I really appreciate you taking the time to give me a call.
Charlie, thanks, Ken. And thanks for all you do for Peegs.com with your call-in show. Last one at home this season, and I'm sure a lot of people are very thankful to have you around for this post game.
Well, that's very, very kind. I appreciate it. Get to work. All right. Take care. Last call for phone calls, 812-393-2600 is the number. It is a gorgeous fall afternoon, so I am not stunned that we're not getting a lot of calls. It is introducing incredible, right? Again, Fernando Mendoza is the favorite to win the Heisman Trophy according to the betting houses right now, and those people know what they're talking about. I can tell you that. They do a great job with setting lines and doing all that kind of stuff. But this is an IU team now that goes into a break, and a much needed break at that. You're going in on a win. You're going in on an 11-game winning streak. You have the world in front of you. The absolute world. Every opportunity, every dream you ever had as a Hoosier fan, as a Hoosier player, is available to you. A Big Ten championship, a trip to the college football playoffs for the second straight year, probable bye in that college football playoff, and then that opportunity to put yourself in position to play for a national championship. There's a ton of challenges still ahead for the Hoosiers, but this bye coming right now, I think, is absolutely fantastic for this program. Not only do they get a chance to get some rest, heal up a little bit, but it's nice that they then go to West Lafayette, take on a Purdue team that has had myriad struggles, and the Hoosiers will be big favorites in that. Then you have some time and take on. I believe the schedule includes a week off. Well, no, I wouldn't, because of that. But still, you have to go and you have to play for that, and you get a chance to heal up. There's so many opportunities for this Hoosier ball club, and really excited for what we're going to see, because this is a team that has more than exceeded expectations. Last year, I talked about how it was as good as it was ever going to get because there were no expectations last year. It was all fun. And it was, it's been fun this year, been fun atmosphere at Memorial Stadium, too. Another packed house today. Fans did a great job. This culture of fans is growing, and now Indiana has to do a better job of maybe dealing with traffic along the way. That's part of the equation. But I certainly appreciate everybody who's tuned in and joined me here in the parking lot at Memorial Stadium. Going to have a post-game show after the basketball game tomorrow. Going to have it after the Purdue game. All of the football action we're going to have. That's not going to go anywhere just because I won't be here in the parking lot. But really looking forward to it. Indiana 31-7 winners over Wisconsin. And the bucket game is next in a couple of weeks. It'll be a ton of fun to see what the Hoosiers are able to do and build on this win today. Well, that's all the time we have in the Peegs post-game live. I want to thank you for listening, and I want to remind you to visit Peegs.com for the very best in IU football and basketball coverage you're going to find anywhere. Nobody covers Hoosier recruiting better than Jeff Rabjohns, Matt Weaver, Trevor Andershock, and Jared Kelly. So come be a part of a thriving and exciting community at Peegs.com. Folks, you are not going to be disappointed. Folks, we're out of time. But for now, and for Jeff, Matt, Trevor, and Jared, I'm Ken Bykoff saying thanks for listening, everybody, and go Hoosiers.